Good morning, campers. This is a 28 RKS Cougar here at Xlite RV of Coldwater, Michigan, 8,300 pounds. And if at any point you'd like to learn additional things like tank sizes, price tag, total length, easy but important questions, I leave you a link, bang, right here in the video description. One click, it'll show you all that handy stuff. If we have it in stock, it'll show you how we have it optioned. It's a current price tag with, current discount volumes, all kinds of good stuff. So, Cougar is, and for, I facetiously say, only 15 years, has been the #1 selling fifth wheel out there. How is that? And why are there so many of these so-called Cougar killers out there, and why are they still failing so badly? Because Cougar ain't dead. With this is hands down the most copycatted fifth wheel on the market, bar none. At some point, you need to ask yourself, why is everybody trying to build a Cougar killer? There must be something pretty sweet going on here. And that's kind of how we had to look at it. There's a lot of little stuff. It's a lot of smart things. For instance, we're going to start right up front, work our way around. You already saw that huge true pass-through storage. We've got a sort of V-nose nose design. They actually have a different structure up front. They actually have an additional steel radius band that goes around. Anybody knows that a radius structure is stronger than a cut and hard angled structure. So right up front, they have an additional structure point that is helping keep this thing square and intact that other brands just don't do. Other brands don't do that. The Cougar cutaway nose cap, their max turn technology, because everyone has to have a fancy name for it. Long story short, you can achieve a very tight turn on a normal 5.5 foot short bed pickup on this without the need of expensive slider hitching. Now, if you're going to be really cranking this thing around, an expensive slider hitch is never a bad idea. You just might not need it. And you've got Cougar Hitch Vision. This is a Keystone patented thing, so that it gives you a reflective point so that you can see and get yourself hitched up. A lot of people have like toolboxes in their truck beds, and that can be cumbersome. Now you don't have that problem. There are some optional pieces of equipment. I'll try to point that out as we go here. One of the biggies on this is that we do like to put one-touch automatic leveling on our Cougar RVs. And that just makes, the whole process much simpler, and they give you an easy access point right here. While we're right here, I want to point out the fact that they actually have very heavy, in fact, fully laminated thick baggage doors to act as a thermal barrier. Because if they didn't, guess what's right up there? That's your bedroom and your bathroom deck. If this was not insulated, keeping the hot air in here and the cold air out there, or vice versa, depending on your weather situation, you would not be able to hold proper cabin temperature. And easy magnetic one-hand latches with, well, it would be a slam latch, except, I screwed up my own video. My point, though, is that it's a one-hand latch system. There you go. There's one for the blooper reel. Obviously, I don't cut and edit footage. I just roll with it. That's what you do. You roll with that beautiful bean footage. Xlite fifth wheels have enclosed heated underbellies with a 3-inch aluminum framed laminated floor, 2-inch aluminum framed laminated walls, aluminum front rear structure with stamped steel roof rafters, 3/8 walk-on deck, and a lot of that stuff is copied elsewhere. A couple of the detail things I'm going to show you just on the slide out. Let's look at just the slide out, some things other brands don't do. For instance, we've got slides walls here that are rough texture to pull those seals. They put a C channel inside this seal. If I can grab, I don't even know if you can see it. Probably can't. But there's a C channel in there, so if water does somehow magically manage to get through there, like let's say you run the slide in or out in the rain and there's a brief point where it can sneak in there. There's a C channel to drip rail that out just like the gutters of your house and channel the water away from inside your RV. Little smart, stupid stuff like this separates Cougar from so many brands. Water will continue unimpeded down a smooth path until it hits a hard angle. And then it has to kind of figure out which way it's going to go, and it's going to follow the path of least resistance. So what they do, and I can't really even show you, but when you're shopping around, take your fingernail on the bottom edge of Cougar slide out trim, and you feel a little C channel in there. You feel a channel. That will cause water to come down, hit that, bead and drip, so it doesn't wick its way into your subflooring of your slide out, because that is stupid, and that's how you get bad floors and slide outs. There's other things they do in the slide. I can't cover every single thing on every single RV. You know, if you watch a combination of my videos, you'll probably pick up more. Or God forbid, you actually, you know, visit our dealership in person and put your hands on this thing and meet a living, breathing human being and get a chance to try this thing on for size. I call our dealership our dressing room. I don't expect you to just blindly hand us your paycheck. I do expect you to come out and try it on for size and let me know how it fits. That's why we keep over 400 RVs in stock, approaching 500 currently, and we're probably going to break that number very soon, at the time of this filming anyway. So this is a different kind of rear kitchen. Rear kitchens don't usually have a big giant slide out right here. And what that creates is a spacious middle living room that rear kitchens don't normally have. This has a living space a rear kitchen could only dream of. But Cougar did it different, and that's what I like about it. Now, back here in this L-shaped rear kitchen, there's a storage area back here that you can't really get to from inside. Most brands say, too bad, you lost it. Cougar said, what if we just put a door right there? You know, why waste the storage? A door's not cheap. And you notice that they still use the nicer hardware and everything back here. But why waste that? And I love that their outside utility showers over here. You can hose like the grandkids come over or something like that, you can hose them off before they get the turtle muck in your trailer and grind all over onto your, you know, fabrics and things. Full size outside kitchen in a non-bunkhouse couples camper. That's pretty sweet, boss, right there. So another thing here, well, there's a lot to cover. So we've got a larger mini fridge, if that makes sense. They've got a bigger refrigerator here so you can keep cold drinks on hand. A lot of people like to keep their drinks out here and their food items inside, and that's a nice thing. Is this has an 8 cubic foot refrigerator freezer inside, but you're gaining like an extra 2 1/3, 2 1/2, or whatever this is out here. Maybe 3, I don't know. And my point is you're gaining more space. In total, this has the total cold cold storage capacity of like roughly like a 12 cubic foot 4-door fridge freezer. But you've got some inside, some outside, so it's always close and convenient. I like how wide open this is. You've got TV hookups if you want to have some entertainment outside. You've got plugs to put a griddle. You've got blender space, toasters. My family, when we go camping, we always get together, the 3-4 of us, whoever managed to make it out. We have a Sunday morning breakfast. Everybody cooks something. We show up, have this huge smorgasbord. Then we go into a food coma until about noon. Then we get on the golf carts and ride around on the bicycles and all that. So this is, I look at this, I'm like, oh man, this would just be so perfect. Now we've got our outside cook options, obviously, but I like how you have all this countertop space. And in fact, you've even got more. Keystone's very good for these little wing out countertops, and notice that they're not wood, so that they're not going to get spongy and moldy, and they're not going to swell and fall apart on you. So if you're going to, you know, be outside and do a lot of cooking, heat, humidity, whatever, you're good. You know, as Verizon would say, you're good. Outside TV hookups down there, by the way. Friction hinged entry door, and whoop, and it doesn't slam against the side of the trailer. You can beat all over this thing and it doesn't break or anything. It's awesome. Moving inside, we've got, what is that? This is the Vineyard Decor. It's got a fine bouquet and beautiful accents. We've got a robust red wine leatherette matched by very earthen tones, very earthy decor. But my point here is, just like I mentioned outside, the one that we have on hand in stock could be different from the one you're looking at. So I've got huge windows in the slide out, pouring in a ton of light. I'm getting some really wicked lighting currently here, so this might be a little tricky for me. We've got dual wall-hugging theater recliner. This is an upgrade. Normally you've got recliners here, but we looked at this floor plan and said, if the entertainment center is directly across from your seating, why do you need swivel recliners? And the other thing with swivel recliners being freestanding, they're inclined to get moved and wiggled around, or maybe they bounce in transit, and they always break these window treatments. I see used RVs all the time. These things are always smashed and busted up. Well, a wall-hugging theater recliner can't do that because they had to build it in a way that it would have to avoid everything. So this is going to continue to look good and not be problematic. And it's little detail, smart stuff like that that help Cougar achieve the best sales record ever in 15 years of mid-profile fifth wheel production. #1 period for the last 5 years, and best in class resale value. I don't have used Cougars in stock because we can't keep used Cougars in stock. I've had them come in. I don't even bother putting them on the internet because they don't even need exposure. People drive through, oh my God, is that a used Cougar? How much? Okay, it's mine. We've swapped out a booth for a nice freestanding table here because we do see this more as a couples-oriented RV, and we do think that you're going to prefer that dining scenario there. So, rear kitchens give you more countertops and more cabinet space than anything else in their class, and this is no exception. You can see you've got excellent drawer space, excellent storage going on. We've got solid surface countertops for days going on over here with appliance outlets, appliance outlets, appliance outlets, so that you can plug stuff in here, there, everywhere, and everywhere in between. And they put nice windows in here. Even, you know what rear kitchens aren't really good for? A lot of windows on the door side of the RV. But bang, right there. Big old slide and breeze panel window right there. Man, I got wicked lighting here. I am so sorry about that, but that's what happens in the RV business in the morning. And I like how nothing's flat. Everything's got a little bit of a radius of an angle. I mentioned outside we've got a little bit larger 8 cubic foot fridge and freezer. There's still some very aggressive price pointed RVs built with a 6 cubic foot fridge freezer in this market, so I do want to still point that out. Nice space for a wastebasket down here too. They really nailed everything in this kitchen, and they did it so well they actually build this basically exact same floor plan in both this fifth wheel and a travel trailer. I think it's the 33 MLS or something like that. We actively stock both here at Hitch because it's such a cool, unique variation of just a classic, awesome floor plan. Now, that slide out over on the right side of the camera right now, look at the living room that gives us. Rear kitchens don't normally have good living space, but look at this sucker go on for days. On a rainy day stuck inside the RV, if the grandkids are visiting, they've got all kinds of play space here. Electric space heating fireplace, so you don't have to burn up your propane for heat. You can see that the TV swings and pivots out. You can see that from the kitchen, from the freestanding dining set. That memory foam tri-fold hide-a-bed right there, your theater recliner. Now what's cool, you see how this theater recliner is out? When that hide-a-bed's open, it comes to like right here. So you still have full access to the RV. You never lose access to this trailer when the hide-a-bed is open. And that, I think, is a cool thing. Now, we've all got, these devices of various manufacturers in our pockets. And we've also now got the perfect place to keep those things charging. And the Bluetooth stereo that we have in here, I'm getting a message. Check that out. Those things have like a 30-yard radius, so you're just not going to have, Bluetooth trouble. Big bathroom too. That's another thing. This size, the fifth wheel, normally has a very small bathroom, but you see we've got a nice porcelain foot flush stool here, like the bigger luxury fifth wheels Keystone makes. We've got good linen space over here. Huge shower, humongous, if you will. So we've got a nice skylight and ceiling fan, which bleeds a little light through, plus the LED lights. It lights right up in here. Again, I don't feel like I'm crawling into a cave in the Cougar bathrooms. Big sink, pretty good size medicine cabinet. So again, this is great. If you're going to go out for a weekend, 2-3 weeks, this RV is absolutely fantastic for that. Now, we've got a sliding pocket privacy door here to cut this off up front. These are all 50 amp service. As we have this one built in this video, we put a 15,000 BTU air centralized in the living room over a 13.5, so it's got a 50% stronger base AC unit. They're all 50 amp service. You can add a second AC to these, and we have the facilities to do that. We can have that done before you even leave our doorstep or before we deliver it to your doorstep. Doesn't matter. We have a full service center that can only do everything for you. True queen bed as well, 60 by 80, true queen, so you've got that nice sleeping capacity. They have a closet here, and they went with a stand there because this is slide out number 3. You've got all that like big time storage closet space right here, but it's done at half the size, weight, and cost of a full bedroom slide out. So that's what helps keep this thing a little bit lighter on the pin. 8,300 pounds of dry weight. If you're going to be flatland local towing, I'm okay with that on a half ton. I'm not a big believer in fifth wheels on half tons. And I know these people, I got that new EcoBoost, it tows 12,000 pounds. It does, but it doesn't have the payload capacity to handle fifth wheel pin weight in the bed. Now, if you decide no way, man, I'm keeping my truck, you can't convince me out of it, fine. we, again, have a full service department. What we can do is we can add an airbag assist system or a helper spring to help you bulk up your suspension and your payload capacity. But again, we have the ability to do all that. We have the truck knowledge, we have the trailer knowledge, and I love the entertainment and bonus storage they have here. This is on the other side of the shower bathroom wall. They did such a good job of not wasting an ounce of space. Here's something I noticed the other day. The Cougar Remote, this thing can operate your slide outs, your automatic levelers, your all kinds of stuff here, like your awning lights and all that. Here's something I noticed. Well, here, best example is I just had to close this door. Oh, hey, chicken legs, there you go. I had to close this door right here, because if I close this slide right now, it would crush that door. But tell me, when I'm standing over here pushing this button, how I'm supposed to see that slide out in the bedroom? Trick question, you can't. So, what this lets you do is it lets you interior and exterior line of sight your slide outs. I can stand right here, I can push this button, and I can look at this thing and say, we're good. We're not gonna crush anything. We're safe. This is exactly how it's supposed to work. So, in the past, I've kind of discounted this as sort of a fluff feature. And then I started really looking at it, and I started going, you know what? There's some very good potential and use and benefit to this right here. So this is something I'm actually glad to see, and that's part of the royalty package that we give as a large volume dealer. So a lot of benefits, a lot of big things, a lot of little things, and it's all of those things that come together that make this the #1 undisputed, undefeated king of its class. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.